Gators, just wanted to bring to you this month as we talk about preparedness. It's not just for transfer students, it's also for our students that are either in the workforce or looking to join the workforce, whether through promotion at their job, get into the field that they want, or enter the workforce for the first time. We're very fortunate today to have with us Richard Zapp. He is a career development coordinator. He mainly works with our online students, which is in the 40,000 range. We're very fortunate to have Richard today. He's great. He's going to talk about some stuff that our career services department offers. And Richard, take it away.
Radical. Thank you so much, Derek. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen in today. As Derek was saying, our career development department, we work diligently with students on all aspects of their academic and vocational development. That goes anywhere from resumes to cover letters to mock interviews to developing a LinkedIn profile to exploring majors. I'm going into this major. What jobs can I get? This is specifically the job that I want. What majors would best prepare me for that? Those are all things that our department specializes in, and I more than encourage you all to reach out to us if you have any questions. Today, the specific facet that we want to look at is in job and internship searching. As you are preparing for graduating at EGCC, if your goal is to move into the workforce, you may be asking yourself, how do I find that first job? We like to say within the career development space that looking for a full-time job is a full-time job. Understanding the best practices when it comes to job searches and what resources are publicly available and what resources you can utilize either through the college or independently free of cost. Those are all going to be very valuable information. So I wanted to demo a few of those resources today and hopefully prepare you. And if you have additional questions past that, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me. I'll include my contact information at the end of this presentation. Let's go. So to start, our goals are I want to demonstrate 3 major strategies for finding positions regardless of geographics, regardless if you're in Ohio, if you're in one of our in-seat campuses, or if you're living in California. All of the strategies I'm going to show you today can apply to everyone. And I want to take this as an opportunity to also shore up a couple misconceptions and false truths that tend to be discussed within the job search space. So when we are looking for the perfect job, there's really 4 pillars of job searching that we want to think about. 1, networking. You're either networking or you're not working. Who do you know? Who can you leverage in your space to find new job opportunities? At the end of the day, if I'm a hiring manager and I'm looking for someone to hire, here's my thought process. First, I'm going to ask the people that I know that I would want working for me. Are you somebody that could do this job well? I've worked with you in the past. I worked with you in school. I think you'd be a great fit. Will you apply for this position? When I go through my direct network and nothing pans out, I'm reaching out to peers and asking them, hey, do you know anyone that would be a good fit for this position? If I have to pick between somebody that's totally random or somebody that I trust, leaving a positive referral, I'm going to go to that individual. And then once both of those metrics don't work, then I'm posting to my job boards, my Craigslist, my Monsters, my Indeeds. Your goal was to find those job opportunities before they hit those job boards. However, job boards are a great opportunity for a variety of positions, and I'm going to show some best practices for that. Understanding alumni resources. Being part of a university, you have access to resources like career development, as well as profiles like LinkedIn, which have alumni parties entirely within them. In company research, how do you find what companies within a geographic area are the best for you, for your industry, and for your goals? So I'm going to take some time today and share a couple of those with you briefly. So first, I'm going to start with that last branch, that company research. There are 2 main platforms for finding what are the best companies for your geographic region. The first of those being the Chamber of Commerce. So if I can pull that up here. So let's say hypothetically, if you're within the state of Ohio, you wanted to look and work near our Steubenville campus. This is the page for our Jefferson County Chamber of Commerce. What a Chamber of Commerce is a geographic region, a large city, a region, a county, a group of counties. If you're in a small Midwest state, they all have a cultivation where small, medium, and large size businesses network and commiserate. That's called a Chamber of Commerce. So within a Chamber of Commerce page, What you are looking for is something like that says something like business directory, membership directory, some kind of directory, because they work so closely with businesses across the industry, across the county, across the region. They're going to have a list of every business broken down by geographics. So specifically, if you're interested in marketing, maybe you would click on this advertising and media tab. And here on this example, only in this small county in Ohio, we have 15 different industries or 15 different companies that fall within the advertising and media industry. These are 15 companies that you can hand call and say, hey, do you have any opportunities? No better way to find positions if you are looking for a very specific geographically located position. If you do search like this, if you look in your counties, if you look in the neighboring counties and you can't find any workplaces within your industry, well, then you know that you have a few options. Either one, you have to concede and realize you're either going to have a long commute or consider moving. Two, you can try to find remote positions within your industry. Or third, you can adjust your scope and say, what other types of industries can I work in while still working my goal and working with my skill set? Another website that I love to utilize is this website here called buzzfile.com. And what Buzzfile does is that it's a public site that commiserates with a private company to also collect data broken down by industry. But this page also breaks down by major as well. So let's say hypothetically, you sign into an account here. We click this employers by major page. We close this pop-up. And let's say you're interested in working in medical technology. So we can click the medical technology tab here. And let's say hypothetically you work in Austin, Texas. So we can open up the Austin page or the Texas page. We see there's 8,000 different companies that are hiring within the medical technology space. We can open up a filter here and we can specifically look within Austin. We can apply that filter. And after a few seconds of loading, it's going to specifically spew out 356 companies within a specific city that are hiring in the industry that I'm most interested in. It's broken down by number of employees. So you know the companies at the top are most likely to be hiring. Or if you know that you specifically want to work with a smaller company, we know we can go to this last page where there's probably only a small handful of employees for some of these smaller companies. We can click on a random page and it gives us usually fairly accurate at some point, but often outdated information about the company. But being able to see things like phone numbers, summaries, geographic locations, populations of employees among them, similar industry and companies that are nearby, get a grasp on what salaries and number of employees have been. It's a great way to get a scope before you start really investing into a company. Again, these two resources are very, very helpful if you're looking within a very specific geographic location. The second pillar that I talked about was utilizing your alumni networks. That means both your resources you have access to on EGCC, like a lot of the programs that you've seen here on Canvas. You talk about all these different departments that EGCC gives you access to. LinkedIn is another cool way to utilize our network. So what we can do is we can pull up a LinkedIn profile. We can search for EGCC. Let's say hypothetically, we're going to look specifically within our area. And once you come to our page, you specifically get, so here's an alumni tab. So we can open up this alumni tab. And we see here, there's almost 10,000 different LinkedIn profiles that are specifically coordinated with EGCC. So we can see what other EGCC students are doing, where they've gone to where they want to go. So specifically, if we know we want to work in recruiting, we can type in recruitment. We have 333 alumni. We can see where they're working. They're working for the college. They're working for the Department of Veteran Affairs. They're working for United Airlines. We can see where they're living. A lot of them are working in New York, but some are in Seattle, some are in Chicago. We can see what their job descriptions are, what kind of majors they finished in. Maybe hypothetically you're in IT right now, but you find that human resources or business admin might be a little more tailored to the type of position that you want. Maybe that's something to consider as you continue your education if you decide at some point. And we see here what skills they've developed and what skills they have on their LinkedIn profiles that have well prepared them for the positions that they're in. But we can scroll down here. We can look through some of these pages. We can click on profiles. We can learn more about the responsibilities, what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, what kind of additional experiences or education they have to get into the positions that they're in. Of course, from there, you can directly connect with them, make inquiries about their path, express how you have similar interests, and use your mutual relationship with EGCC as a starting point for that conversation. That networking opportunity is going to lead to relationship building, and even if they can't directly help you, they might know who's hiring or who can connect you to help you with the next steps in your job search. Finally, the last resource that I wanted to share is a useful website called onetonline.com. And while Onet isn't necessarily the most successful in directly looking for jobs, it can get you grasps on where you could work. If you know specifically where you want to be, but maybe geographically you're very flexible and it's more so about income, this page is going to help you with that. So let's say hypothetically you're interested in being a teacher. You can click on a tab here, let's say special education teachers in the middle school. First thing to note here is the sample reported job titles here. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the US government actually keeps tabs on when companies post positions with the terminology they're using within those job postings. So if you're looking for teachers in special education, we find out that maybe a better terminology is exceptional children teacher or middle school special education teacher or self-contained special education teacher. Make sure that you're using the same terminology in your job searches to ensure the quality of your search. You know, a lot of this page come down and talks about tasks, day-to-day responsibilities, additional things you could get experience or education in. This education section will tell you how much education people often need for the types of positions that they're applying for. If you come down here, like let's say for this hypothetical position, we realize that most people in this field have a bachelor's or a master's. If you're about to finish your associate's degree, then you know that these probably aren't the job titles that you should be specifically looking for, and you should be doing other searches. We come down here to wages and employment trends, and this is what's going to tell you, you know, let's say hypothetically you're considering moving from, maybe you live in Ohio right now, where we find out that the median wage is 58,000 compared to 61,000, which is the average in the United States. Of course, keep in mind, if you're just entering the workforce, within this range, you're probably going to be on the lower end of that range. So make sure you consider that. But also, let's say you have family in Nevada and you want to think about moving down to Tucson. We can do a search here and see that 58,000 becomes 56,000. Now, once you consider cost of living, Ohio probably has a significantly cheaper cost of living than Nevada. So we know if you were picking between the two states, sticking in Ohio is probably going to be financially beneficial for you. But it's a really helpful resource for navigating some of that. And finally, the last thing that I wanted to share with you all is the LibGuide that we have. Our career catalog, which can be found at egcc.libguides.com/career development, is a central hub for all of our presentations, all the different resources that we have. We actually have a whole tab dedicated to job and internship searches, where we have summaries on how to navigate some of the resources that I showed you today. We have a directory with over 100 different job boards that you can utilize, scripts that you can use if you're having a conversation with a potential employer, as well as presentations on this subject matter and others. As I pull back up the presentation here, I'll leave off with a couple notes. Again, so some of their Chamber of Commerce, they have job boards. Make sure you're looking within both your county's Chamber of Commerce and other ones. The most successful searches for their Chamber of Commerce are going to be insert the name of your county, followed by Chamber of Commerce. There's also the uschambers.com /about/careers, which has a bunch of resources about all the different chamber of commerce if you're trying to look for one and your searches are proving to be unsuccessful. Within the job board search, make sure you're using a variety of job boards. A lot of people just choose the Indeeds, the Monsters, the Craigslist, the Dice, those top 10 job boards. But what they don't realize are those are where everybody else is looking to. For you to have a list of smaller job boards that are within a very, very specific, very narrow industry, the quality of job postings is going to be higher. In a single page of 10 searches, that small job board specifically tailored to your industry is going to have much more relevant posts and less people applying for them. So it improves your searchability. It just makes you more successful overall. If you have any questions, our website is located there. If you just get on EGCC, you can get directly to our career services website. That career LibGuide, I'm sure there will be information attached to this if you need to check out these links. But if you can't find these pages in general, just searching EGC Career Services will pull up these pages as well. If you have any questions for myself, if you're outside of the state of Ohio and you want to learn more about career development, there's my email address. We also have career services at egcc.edu. If you have any questions for any of our on-campus or if you're within the Ohio area. Again, I thank you all so much for taking the time to participate. I hope you found this useful, and I encourage you to reach out to me if you have any more questions. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day. Take care now.
Thank you, Richard. I just want to reiterate, obviously, I believe every student should reach out to career services. There is so much information there. They are so helpful. Director Bohack and their staff, Richard, Leanna, and Brianne. Is there anyone else there now, Richard?
Just the four of us.
Okay. They're all great people. They're all very helpful and all very knowledgeable on this multifaceted field that honestly is nothing but hugely successful for your future success, and they can do everything for you. They can help you out in any way. Even just in this 20 minutes, I learned a lot. So I highly recommend every student going through and reaching out to career services. And we want to thank Richard again for his time. Richard is someone probably you'll see once a semester. So get used to hearing Richard's voice and seeing Richard's face. But we want to thank you again, Richard, and we hope everyone has a great day. Don't forget to complete the ungraded evaluation on the following page so you can earn your participation for viewing this workshop. Thank you.